What you do? Go on. What you doing, you nut job? How do? Another beautiful day. Just out with the boys. A little bit cool. I'm going to find somewhere to sit down. Might use the old oak tree. Did a little vlog a couple of days ago. Talked about a guy in a Ferrari. Did his best to run me and Stephen down. That wasn't pleasant. So somebody in the comments said, I talked about a black Ferrari and Ferraris being red. He said, you know, getting a Ferrari in black will have cost a lot more money. Status symbol and all that. He commented that somebody who drives a black Ferrari, wears flip-flops and sunglasses, drives like a knob. They have a name for him down south. It is, hold on, merchant banker. Merchant banker, yeah? Rhyming slang there. I'm sure you know what I mean. So thanks for that. Thanks for the continued support, guys. Comments and the like. Today, what am I going to talk about? George Best, the footballer. I am of a certain age. I remember George Best, a very talented young footballer. Back in the days when, for me, footballers had raw talent. It weren't coach talent. He was a good-looking lad. He had fast cars, the lifestyle, Miss Worlds on his arm and the like. Sadly, he became alcoholic. I don't know what stage of his career, maybe mid-20s, and it eventually killed him. And it certainly killed his career. Whether, you know, the fame and all that was too much for him, I don't know. But certainly a very talented person, and I do remember him from my youth. So, his best mate, or one of his best mates. Here's the thing, George Best will have had mates, yeah? This guy I'm talking about, we called him Cat Weasel in prison. When I was a kid, Cat Weasel, there was a TV programme. Cat Weasel was a wiry guy, wiry beard, tall, thin, raggedy hair. He was also a wrestler. Those of you in the UK used to spend Saturday afternoons watching Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks, two wrestlers. Similar to probably the UK version of WWF wrestling. And again, there was a wrestler called Cat Weasel, similar, wiry, raggedy clothes and beard. This guy, tall, thin, raggedy beard and hair, Cat Weasel. George Best's best mate, or a best mate. Can we confirm that? For me, it was his stories. When he first came on K-Wing and I first met him, right, this guy is an educated guy. I would think most screws would think him a boring bastard. He was far too intelligent for his own good. Very chatty. When I used to work with Nobby Nobler, one of my favourite officers to work with, I call him officer, he was a great lad. You know, I'd be talking to Cat Weasel, he'd say something like, I'll get Lynn, another officer I worked with, cracking officer. That lass used to do our Christmas dinners on K-Wing and breakfast every week for £1. She was a corker. She worked in the moves office. That's where K-Wing and a lot of the jail was operated from. Desk job, hard work, you know, keeping an eye on the roll on K-Wing, 200 prisoners and everything else. He said, I'll get Lynn to put you in a pad with him. That was his humour. Pad me up with Cat Weasel because I was talking to him and he didn't have time for him. Lots of stories, Cat Weasel, about George Best. Like I said, E-type Jags, good-looking women, brandy and the like, and cigars. I found him interesting to talk to, but like I say, a lot of people tired him very quick because his wit and his tongue were very sharp. He was obviously a man of the world for me. I don't believe he was alcoholic. Certainly, I left K-Wing in 2008. I would see him maybe, I don't know, 6-7 times in the next 7 or 8 years. Always in for petty stuff, not a violent man. Never saw him on the detox wing, the alcohol wing. Yeah, it was a strange one. But his stories, you know, I found them fascinating. And I always spoke to him with respect. And I got that back, you know, in return. Every time he saw me, even when he was in bother, I've seen him being restrained. He's a no percentage for me. If he's getting restrained, it's because he's peed someone off. I'm going to sit under the oak tree, guys. Stephen, come and lay down, kid. Here you go. Come on. Here's your ball. I saw him being restrained once down in the bottom jail. Don't know what wing he was on. Let's have a view of this guy. Happy Larry here. Yes. Lie down then. Good boy. You lie down. You lie down. Good boy. I'm getting restrained in the bottom jail. Like I say, he's not the sort of prisoner who would have been violent. Like I say, people found him Myversome. He'd probably come back with some back chat and someone took offence to it, so he ended up getting twisted up and taken to the segregation unit. I remember him on K-Wing once, and I was working with an officer who is in my top 5 worst officers I ever come across. I doubt very much he beat people up. He was a gobshite. It was horrible. It was embarrassing. When I worked with him, I just found him embarrassing. He definitely, if it had been allowed, would have had fuck and off tattooed on both hands. Never did anything for anyone. Didn't have a good word to speak about anyone. He was really offensive. He was rude. He was rude to staff. You know, when you work with him, you were doing all the work. People would come to you. They would ignore him. How he talked to people. I tell you what did happen to that lad. Yeah, he's offensive and taking things personal. He took it personal. I was a cleaning officer, which meant that a lot of my time on shift, I would be looking after the wing cleaners. There was a lot on K-Wing. We had a lad, big lad, well-known Stockport lad, Andy lad. I don't know whether you call him a gangster. I think he operated on his own, but yeah, he was big time. But like a lot of them, comes into prison, very polite. Everyone got on with him. He had a job at Jim Audley at one bit, and he was also on the survey on K-Wing. Anyway, this officer I'm on about took offence to him and basically stitched him up and got him removed from cleaners, which he accepted. I explained that. I explained there was nothing I could do. It was completely understandable. Towards, well, his last week on K-Wing, before he got out after quite a big sentence, this officer was just riding him on his case at every corner, and it ended up his last night on K-Wing, he was getting released the next day, in a CNR, control and restraint situation, because it happened on the landing, something and nothing. This officer caused it. He ended up with about 12 staff trying to restrain him. Like I say, he was a big lass. My mate Nobby Nobbler, I pulled him from under a pile of screws. He got quite badly hurt. Yeah, that officer then disappeared and ended up at another prison for a period of time, because the threats followed him outside. But if I tell you he was vindictive and made it very personal, then, you know, sometimes you deserve what you get. I'm not bothered what people say. If you're going to be a horrible, horrible person to people and bully people and get on people's cases, 99.9% of prisoners will just keep out of your way. That other 0.1%, did I get the maths right then, guys? I'll come after you. Him, yeah, on a landing to Cat Weasel, something like, I don't know, just something repulsive and abusive. Get behind your door, you scrawny fucker. I don't know what he said. Cat Weasel, quick as you like, come back, and put him right in his place, yeah? And everyone laughed, including me. Yeah, he ended up on basic for that. So like I say, he became a very unpopular prisoner because he was just far too clever. I did meet him. I know this was Christmas 2008. Stephen, play with the ball, lie down, kid. It's a little warm for you. Don't look at me like that, lad. 2008, that was my last, November 22nd, 2008, my last shift on K-Wing. Cat Weasel was on basic on K-Wing at that time. That's punishment. He was in a corned beef tracksuit. That's prison tracksuit as a sentenced prisoner. And he got out. So sometime in November, before I left the wing, he got out of prison. Christmas, November 2008, my mate says, we were going to go to Bury, which is part of Greater Manchester. My mate says, let's go out in Bolton, or Bolton, however you want to say it. Apologies from Bolton, and I ain't said it right. Another town, city, Greater Manchester. I said, if we go out there, we're going to bump into lots of cons. He says, we won't. We did. In one pub, we got taken hostage, yeah? Basically, we were kept in the pub by lads I used to lock up who've been young offenders and given lots of beer, pints and pints and pints. Thanks, lads, if that were one of you. Every pub we went in, we saw ex-cons. I had no bother with that. And the final pub we went in, we'd had a good night, a good few pints. I was drunk. I can hold my beer. That don't mean I don't get drunk, but as far as going to the toilet is concerned. Anyway, you know, that was the last pub I need to go to the toilet. I did a come back. I'd asked him for a pint. There was a large brandy glass, half full. Or so it appeared to me. I said, did they have no beer? He says, no, your mate's bought us one. I says, my mate. And he went, your mate over there. And it was Weasel, yeah? He sat in the pub, top pocket full of cigars, big brandy, bit of the old Gene Vincent going on. Them who know Ian Jury, Sweet Gene Vincent, a song. Black shirt, white tie, white suit, white shoes. He looked very presentable. He held it up. Cheers, Gov, all the very best. I wished him well, and we were on our way. So George's best mate, Weasel. Kept it light-hearted today, guys. I'm very upbeat in a minute. The missus has been unwell. My daughter is in a tough place at the moment, but, you know, we're going to do the best of the family, and I'm looking forward to some of the challenges that are coming with the channel. Okay, Stephen, parting shot, lad. Sorry, yes, I'm off, fans of. Now then, lad. Go on then. Beautiful day, summer's coming. Wishing you all the very best. Thanks for the continued support and kind comments. I'll see you.